What is going on, guys? I am excited for this video.
I'm freaking pumped! I've been drinking green tea all goddamn day!
I can't wait for you guys to see the machine. Maybe you already kind of saw it in the thumbnail, but I'm so excited about this. So if you're not aware of how this all started, last October, we were at the Badlands riding. I flopped on my side within 5 minutes. And I actually broke the door frame.
Holy shit! That ain't... What the fuck, dude? I didn't think it was that bad.
I rode the rest of that weekend without a door. So after riding, we got to drinking beer, got to talking. If you're not aware, we are friends with Lou. He is owner-operator of F.A.R Off-Road, where he builds cages. You can see a bunch of examples of those if you go back in our list of videos. He's done Stephs on her 21 Trails and Rocks. He recently did Mrs. Dude's 24 XP 1K, Jesse's 22, I think 22, Pro R 4-seat. And then we got to mine. Obviously, he's done other builds. I'm talking about within our group here. So when my door thing happened, the plan was to have him just kind of build me some custom doors. Wasn't looking for something too high. I'm not looking for this profile. Just something a little stronger. From doing research, trying to figure out what I like, I realized that I don't like how the high doors or even just custom doors look on the Pro XP with the factory plastics. That led me to wanting to do the rear fender delete, because I also have a problem with those. Every time we go out riding, I damage them. They were all zip tied on. So it just kind of made sense, because you do the custom doors, you do the fender delete, and I dig how that looks. So that was the plan. There were a bunch of other builds he needed to get done first, so it was a little bit later of a start, and unfortunately that put him in a serious time crunch, because originally Jesse and I thought we were racing, so we needed to be done by the weekend of the 23rd. Turns out we changed our minds. We're going to go to Windrock for the Dirt Dudes event. It involves the whole group then, not just two of us racing. Just better fit for us. Well, that still left him in quite a time crunch. But he managed. I think 9 days he spent on my machine, and he knocked it out of the park. It is exactly what I wanted. I couldn't be happier with it. So big thank you to Lou at F.A.R Off-Road. You crushed this. That's all there is to it. I also want to say thank you to Coating Specialties. Basically, this build got done on a Monday, and we really needed the machine back by that Friday, so I can come get it and get it back together. They did it. They had it done in 3 days. So thank you to Coating Specialties for rushing this through. And it doesn't look like a rush job when you guys see it. They did a fantastic job on the powder. So I will have a link to their Facebook in the description below. If you're looking for powder coat, they do a good job in this area, in the Illinois, Indiana area. Well, alright guys, I'm going to shut up. Here it is, the moment that, I don't know, I've been waiting for, and just go take a look at the machine. Just go. Go. Come on. Get out of here. Go. And then we'll talk. Go. Come on. See ya. Here it is, guys. Welcome back, guys. I hope you enjoy the machine as much as I do. Project Shitshow is not looking quite like a shit show anymore, which is awesome. Still got some stuff to do to it, but I love where we're going with this. For those of you wondering on the colors, the purple is called Polar Frosty Purple, and the teal is called Tropical Teal. They're both single stage powder coats, nothing special. But it turned out awesome. The color choices. My favorite color is purple. So I've wanted a purple cage. But I also like teal. And I was worried purple may be too dark. So it doesn't pop as much, you know? And I started thinking about doing teal. And in my head I was like, well, what if I did purple cage with teal panels? And I'm like, that would look crazy. I kind of like that. But I thought maybe it might be too much. I don't know. It was in my head and I didn't really know. I didn't know what to think about it. And as Lou's building this, we were a group discussing it, and Steph had mentioned, I was talking about my colors, and she basically suggested the same thing. So then I'm like, okay, well, maybe that is a thing. And here we are. So thanks to Steph, she actually selected these colors. While we were doing the stuff on the machine, she was kind of going through Prismatic website and showing me different colors. And these were both suggestions from her, and it turned out better than I expected. This machine, these colors, were not designed to look like the Jazz Cup. I swear. It's not on purpose. Also, it wasn't designed to look like the 90s Charlotte Hornets basketball team logo. That's when I was a child, I collected cards. I did like the trio of Larry Johnson, Alonzo Mourning, and Muggsy Bogues, but thinking about these colors had nothing to do with that. It just turned out that way. So we got it all cleaned up. I'm actually getting ready to go over to Dudes and shoot the reveal that you guys already saw. I wanted to retain the factory bed so I can use factory style storage. If you didn't watch the first video, this is a Midwest Dirt Fiend cage that I already had on the machine, and Lou just built the fender delete, this whole rear part, and the doors, and attached it to the Midwest Dirt Fiend cage. So he had to build off of it. Normally when fabricators do a project like this, you know, they're doing the whole thing, but you know, Lou was able to knock this out of the park for me. So that's what we're working with. We do have videos kind of going over the fabrication of all this stuff. If you go back a few videos, you'll see them. These black plastics, I intend on trying to find a teal that kind of matches the rest of the body panels, and maybe getting these vinyl wrapped to match. While we were at it, I pulled the little factory bull bar thing off, had that powder coated purple to match. So same idea with the Viper shifter knob. Everything was going out to powder coat. Figured what the hell, pulled the knob off and had that done in teal. So I was originally going to leave the roof black, and Lou kind of thought I was nuts. And once I thought about it, he was right. It's got to be teal. And dude disagreed. He thought it should be purple. And basically everyone thought he was wrong. And I think now he thinks he's wrong too. That means that the teal roof is approved by the colorblind community. So I'm happy about that. So that's the machine, guys. I'm just ready to ride. That's all there is to it. So for the rest of this video, I'm going to send you back. I wanted to start with the reveal because watching me work on it would kind of ruin the surprise. So it's going to start off with the cage already on, because I had to call an audible. Originally I wanted to reveal this at Windrock. Supposed to be a bunch of rain, but doing a reveal on something like this, I want decent weather. It deserves it. So that's why we're doing it today. Go back a few days. The cage is already on, but it's gonna be me scrambling trying to put everything back together. I think I already had the plastics on. If you're new here, right before all this fab stuff started, we put Schmitty Racing suspension dual rate spring kit on this machine. While we were doing that, realized that my nitrogen levels were low, like really low, and then I also bought the high capacity reservoir caps with the Schrader valves. Went to put those on, and then that's when I realized that my shocks were completely blown. So we were working on that while the fab stuff was going on, and just kind of slapped them on. Still needed to do the adjustments to the shocks, so we do some of that and just getting this thing ready for the trip. All right, I'm rambling again. Go check out the lead up to this point. All right, guys, we're out of here, heading to Windrock, 10 days. So it is crunch time. The way the videos are going, obviously not exactly what I was planning. I'm pretty sure a future version of myself probably already told you that when we revealed this to you guys. Yeah, I wanted to do like a big reveal at Windrock, but like I should say already in this video from a future version of myself, chance of rain, and I want to do the machine justice with good weather and getting some good video of it. So with that change of plans, we're going to document some of getting it back together. It's obviously mostly back together now, but we still have some shit to do to it. Here we are again. Gonna have to work on this every day after work now. Because not only does that machine need work, this one needs work too. So waiting on a part for this one. Already got the steering rack, and the goal is to get all that shit done and have my machine done. So obviously cage, all the panels, they're all on. I got the plastics back together here. Painted up the new gussets for the upper shock mount bolts. Put new hardware in there. Got the limit straps back on. Threw the mirrors on. Cleaned it up a little bit. I got the taillights mounted. Still got to do the wiring on these. I think it's going to be pretty simple, but I didn't dig into it quite yet, but getting them mounted was my biggest objective there. Obviously, I got to get them working for the trip, but I'm not a fabricator, so, you know, sometimes lining stuff up doesn't work too good for me. But I think these turned out pretty decent for me. And by decent for me, I mean I didn't get done with it, and I wasn't like, oh, I really screwed this up. So I'm happy with it. I think going a different route on exhaust is going to be the move. Now that I have these brackets here, I guess I could cut those off, but I don't know if I really want to do that. And, you know, this machine gets beat to shit, but I don't know. To me, it looks out of place and a little weird the way it is right now, but that's down the road. We just got to get it moving so we can take it to Windrock. So what I'm doing now is working on the suspension. As you can see, it's not scrubbed out. It's because I was making adjustments. So if you have not been following this project since the beginning, before any of the fabrication was done at F.A.R Off-Road by Lou, I did the Schmitty Racing suspension, dual rate spring setup on it. Found out that my shocks needed more work than just springs, and the nitrogen levels were super low, like really low. So we had the shocks rebuilt. I tried to add the Schmitty's high capacity reservoirs with the Schrader valves in it. one of the pistons had fluid on the other side of it, so it was a whole mess. They got professionally rebuilt, got the springs back in, and we were at a point where fab was going to start, and we never finished setting them up. So that's what I'm doing now. I'll show you guys some of that. And while the fab was being done, Lou also did put some gussets in the upper shock mounts because those holes were all whopped out. So that needed to be repaired as well. Now it's just setting up the springs, basically getting ride height. The fronts, I think, are done. I think. We're gonna have to roll it back and forth a few times, get it to scrub out, see where we're at in the rear, and go from there. And we'll do that, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So alright, I made adjustments, and you do that by turning this nut up here. The way Schmitty's has it set up is not by axle angle, not by ride height. It's the exposed shaft here. So however much this shaft is exposed from here all the way down to the cup here, they have a target number for you, and you want to hit that. In this case, it's 9 1/4 inches to 9 3/8 of an inch. So we'll see where we're at. I have a suspicion we're close. I was messing with this yesterday a bit. I think, like I said, I think I got the fronts dialed. So we're right at 9 3/8. So that's perfect. I'm gonna leave this one, check the other side, and then I'll catch back up with you guys. For the fronts, we're looking for 5 7/8 to 6 inches. So it is a little over 6. I am gonna just leave it for now because no one's sitting in it. There's no gear in it, no toolbox, all of that shit. So we'll just leave it. We're close, and that's what matters. Yesterday I did have it right at 6 inches, and I don't know, it still looked a little low to me, so that's why I gave it a few cranks, and I don't know, we'll see what happens. Next up for the springs is just going to be doing the adjustment on the crossover rings right here. I left them loose so you can turn them, but it's just going to be a measurement from the bottom to the base of the divider, and whatever that number is, we'll set it to that and call that good for now. So for the crossover adjustment, looks like shocks need to be at full extension. So we're gonna jack this bitch up and take a look at that. On these fronts, we're gonna be looking for 2 1/2 inches. All right, so we're just gonna check this gap here. Looking for 2 1/2 inches. I apologize if my arms are blocking the shot. We are not at 2 1/2 inches, so we need to raise them up.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Two 2.5. So we're gonna just snug these down or tighten them, but this is aluminum, so do not over tighten. So now that that's snug, all that's left is to clock these springs, which I probably need a second set of hands, so we're gonna leave that for now. So I'm gonna go do the other front, and then we'll catch back up in the rear. Got the fronts done, time to move to the rear. We're looking for 4 1/2 inches from the bottom of the crossover ring to the top of the divider here. So we gotta go down a 1/2 inch.
Five minutes later.
So this one's set just like the fronts. I'm still gonna have to clock them, but I need an extra set of hands that I don't have right now, so it's gonna have to stay. The Schmitty springs also, they give you some recommendations for setting your clickers on the Walker Evans shocks. If you don't know what I'm talking about, that's these here. They recommend on the rear 5 clicks in from all the way out. So right now they're all the way out, so we'll go 5 in. Alright, that's 5 in. No clue if that's the setting I'm gonna like. That's just their starting point for general riding, so that's where I'm gonna start. So I'm gonna do all this for the other rear shock, and then I also already did it on the fronts, but the recommended clicker settings for the front are 3 in from all the way out. So that's already done. So I'll catch back up with you guys when I get the other side done. I don't know what I'm doing next, so this whole video is probably going to be a hodgepodge of Jeremy sweating and freaking out trying to get all this shit done. And we're back out in the garage. It's the next day. Apparently I can't use a calendar. I'm pretty sure yesterday I said that we got 10 days left to work on these machines. Well, today's 8 days, so yesterday was 9.
Oops!
I was needing to go in and go to bed last night, but before I went in and after I stopped filming, I did this. I just started cutting these. This little chunk of plastic looks odd. It was late and I wasn't gonna really put too much effort into going to get a tool to cut this. So I started scoring it with a razor blade because that was not working. So I scored it with the blade and then I was actually able to just kind of peel it up. So all I got left is this little chunk in the front, and then that'll be gone. I can deburr this under here, and I don't know, it'll be a little bit of a cleaner look. So I got those cut off. Still got to deburr it a little bit, but I definitely like it better like this. So I'm happy with that. So I got the taillights mounted, but now we need to get them to work. So here is the factory plug, and then here is the wiring for the Amazon taillights. So I need to make this connect to this and function like a taillight. I think I got this plug figured out on what's what. I think this one's the constant, this is the brake pedal, and this is the ground, I guess. So I'm gonna start toying with that, and that's when I'll pick back up with you guys. So as you can tell by the wiring hanging down, I did start messing with this off camera. It's going to be hard to film everything on this because we are in a major time crunch. So what I did was figure out which one the key on power was, which one the brake light switch is, and I don't know if the white's a ground or whatever it is, but hooked up like this, it functions as it should. I'll show you that in a second. I don't have my heat gun. It's over at Dude's, so I can't finish this up. So that's going to kind of hang there for now. And then I got to find a new way of routing the wiring. Previously, it was out like this, but that's because your taillights are out here. So now I got to figure out something else to keep it away from the exhaust. I got my whip light wiring here I gotta figure out still. We also have this backup camera that worked once. I don't know, I might try to get it to work again. I would have to find somewhere to mount that. Still got to do all the connections on the other side, and we're gonna have to figure out wiring for that. I'll get you guys set up on a tripod and I'll show you what they look like, or I should say what one of them looks like, because only one's hooked up. So as you can see, it lights up with the key on, and then this will be me hitting the pedal. Pretty basic stuff here. So I'm just gonna go ahead, get the other side wired up, and then that's probably gonna be it for tonight, because it is, yeah, it's starting to get a little later than I'd like it to be. Maybe I'll tackle a few other small things. And then once I have the heat gun, I can finish up with those connections, get things taped up, get them you know, in where they need to be so they don't melt on the exhaust. It's hard to say if they work good because, you know, you got to be in a riding situation. So once we're out, someone's behind me and they're like, hey, dickhead, I can't see when you're stopping, then we'll know they don't work that great. I'm not lying, they're off Amazon. They're like 15 bucks, so.
A few moments later.
Well, there you have it. Both are hooked up. They both work. Obviously, you can see wiring hanging everywhere. I got a shit show going on. I'm going to clean that up once I have the heat gun. Pretty sure I already said that now that I'm saying it again. So I'll show you that they work. Lights out. It's feeling like Project Shitshow is getting pretty close to not being Project Shitshow, so we're getting somewhere. That's probably all we're going to get done for tonight, so I think we'll pick this back up tomorrow. Alright, we're back out in the garage. It's, I don't know how many days left. I'm sure I had something flash up on the screen. But Mr. and Mrs. Dude are coming over. They have not seen the machine yet. So I'm going to set up a couple GoPros. And we'll wait for them to get here. And then, I don't know, we're going to do something to the machine.
Dude, you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
I see that come right away.
Yeah.
So that was not an editing mistake. It is the next day. It's Friday, getting down on Friday.
Friday, gotta get down on Friday.
So I wanted to make sure I got Mr. and Mrs. Dude seeing the machine for the first time. And everything we did really wasn't worth filming. And just kind of forgot to because I got to get the shit done. So I'll get you guys caught up. It's not much. First thing we did was the springs. We just clocked them. So the ends are 180 degrees apart on all four corners. You want to do that. That'll help with the shock body wear. So we got that done. I was struggling to do it by myself without everything spinning. So second set of hands, I might have mentioned that already. At this point, I don't remember what I've said and haven't said. So we did that. So if you're looking at this build and you're like, that thing must rattle, you're right. I knew that going into this. I have some ideas on how to work around that. Not all of that's going to be done for this trip. Just out of time. Don't have the stuff. So did some temporary fixes on some of the stuff. For the back panel, I just put some rubber washers in between. So the biggest issue we saw were the doors and the fenders. The fenders were pretty bad. I should have got this on camera, but Dude and I were kind of walking around tapping, and we had a nice rattle right here and right here. You can still hear some. That's all from the door. So all we did was remove the hardware. We put a strip of foam here, a strip of foam here and here, tighten it back up, and it's a lot better. Everything you're hearing is from the door. Not much I can do about that right now. And the reason there's not much I can do or am willing to do right now, my plan is to put C-decking on the inside of the doors, so that should help. I also plan on doing C-decking up under the roof. So for this trip, just dealing with the noise. It is what it is. So next up, wiring for the brake lights. You may notice this pile of wires here, just kind of haphazardly zip tied. Yes, that's what I'll say to that. We did that, just kind of secured them here, and left this. Reason I did that, I didn't want to cut anything yet because I don't know if this is the final setup. So just trying to get everything to work and not get melted, not get damaged for this first trip. That was pretty much it for yesterday. My big goal, since Dude was here, show them the machine, and get the springs clocked to where they need to be. So everything else was bonus. So we are currently however many days away from the trip that it said on the screen before this clip started, which means we still have time, but with the change of plans also means that what you guys saw in the beginning of this video of the actual reveal of this machine, I need to film that tomorrow morning. So there's going to be some shit that I can't get done before then, which is fine because it's not really on camera. But I need to get this camera ready tonight, maybe a little bit tomorrow morning, because I got to get that filmed. Like I said earlier, it's Friday, tomorrow's Saturday. This video that you're watching needs to come out on Monday. So I've got to juggle getting everything done, and we still have a bunch to do to Steph's unit and get this video edited for you guys. So that's where we're at. Other than that, it's gathering all the shit, get ready for the trip. Alright, so I don't know exactly what I'm going to start working on, but I'm going to start doing something because I got to get this pig ready. Alright guys, so we're pretty much to the end of this video. This is as far as we can go. It's like 9 o'clock at night, and tomorrow I'm shooting the beginning of this video. Still got a little more cleaning to do, but we got the storage box in. I just used some 1/4-20 hardware to hold the bed in. Everything's solid. Cleaned her up a little bit. Gonna get it camera ready tomorrow, and that's pretty much it. So shout out to F.A.R Off-Road. He killed it on this. He got it done super fast. This is exactly what I was looking for. He had to get it done insanely fast because of our trip. First we were gonna do the racing, then we changed it to Windrock. Either way, same weekend, and he had to get it done. So I am super pumped, and I'm amped up. I miss riding so much. It's been a long winter of just working on these things, and I need to ride, and now I get to drive this, and I'm pumped. I'm pumped. And also, once again, thank you to Coating Specialties. Lou went in there, he gave them the deadline, and he's like, we gotta have it done, can you get it done? And they beat it by a day. They got all this shit powder coated in 3 days. So thank you again. So that's gonna wrap it up for this one. I might do a travel video for Tennessee, and then in that travel video, when we get down there, maybe we'll go over all the machines. We've got new viewers, new subscribers, and I appreciate all you guys. But maybe some of you guys, you know, join the channel while we're doing all this work. Maybe you're not familiar with all the machines on the channel. So maybe we'll travel, and then we'll kind of show you each machine, show you some of the stuff that was added over the winter. Some of it you may have already seen. Some of it may not be on camera just because we got shit going on in Indiana, we got shit going on in Illinois, and you know, it's hard to capture everything. So again, thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Oh, snap.